Hello, my name is Nick O'Leary, and this is my video presentation for Assignment 3 in the course Comp 482 Human-Computer Interaction. So, overview of the presentation. We'll go over the project scope and the purpose of the design, the main tasks, the task walkthroughs, low-fidelity prototypes, implementation technology, and a discussion of the design rationale. So the scope of the project was to implement the interface for the first prototype designed in Assignment 1. The purpose of the design is to facilitate the operation of a plastic bag factory. The system will be used for tracking inventory, production, orders, and shipping. The primary function of the system is to enable the fulfillment of orders, where orders are composed of pallets of boxed bags. So it's a system that the factory uses to track their orders, inventory. As they operate their business, they make plastic bags, put them in boxes, put them on pallets like this, and then once the order is filled, they ship the pallets for that order. The main tasks which the application accomplishes were all of the ones on the must include list of requirements and some of the ones on the should include list of requirements from Assignment 1. So the must include tasks are create item, view item, update item, create order, view order, update order, and print pallet tag. And the should include tasks are ship order, change pallet location, delete item, and delete order. The walkthroughs were carried out on the prototypes from Assignment 1, and as they were carried out, we asked the 4 questions relevant to cognitive walkthroughs, which are, is the intent of the action the same as the user's goal? Will the user see that the action is available? Will they recognize that it is the one that they need? And once they execute the action, will they understand the feedback that they get? The walkthroughs also consider the knowledge, motivation, and believability of each step in the task sequence. The low-fidelity prototype developed are shown here. This is the one for item update item location. Select items. You find the item you wish to edit. Select it. Then you're on the view item page, hit edit, it brings you to the edit item page. You can change location and save. This one's for create order. Select orders, you hit the create button, enter the details of your order, you hit create, and then confirm. This is for print pallet tag. Select the order, system will fill out the order details, and then you choose whether it's a complete or incomplete pallet. If it's a complete pallet, that means that the number of boxes on the pallet is the max number of boxes. So, and they're all full of bags, so it's a normal circumstance. Incomplete pallet means that maybe it's the last pallet in the order, and there are less boxes than required to fill the pallet. So you have to enter exactly how many. And the print button. The ship order task is like this. You select orders, you can look for the one you want. You bring up the view order page, you hit ship, and then you confirm that you're going to change the status to shipped. So now we will move on to the application itself. It was implemented using Java and the JavaFX library. And this is what it looks like. It's pretty similar to the prototypes. This is the orders page where you can select an order or filter the orders that are visible. Once you select it, you have the option to ship it, edit it, or go back to the previous page. to ship it, you get a confirm action page. Says, do you really want to ship it? Hit yes. Now the status doesn't actually update because we're only concerned with the interface. We didn't actually implement the database behind the whole system. So this is kind of dummy information details here. To edit the order, you go to this page and say, oh, it's actually for this company, this product code, and it's actually for 200, say, and then you can edit it. Of course, it also doesn't update. And this is your date. You can use this to select a date. Go back. The last thing on the orders page is the create button, which takes you to the create orders page. You can enter the customer, product, quantity, and go back. The items page is here. It's very similar to the orders page. The search bar works the same way. You can filter the the items that you want to look at. You select an item, gives you the details and the actions you can do to it. You can edit it. You can delete it, which you have to confirm, and you can go back. And this is the print palette page. You select the order number. If it's a complete palette, you can just print it. If it's incomplete, then you gotta say how many full boxes and how many bags are in the partial box. Now, to talk about some of the design choices, these back and forward buttons work. And the way they work is that if you think the home page is the root of a tree that maps the application, and then the back always takes you towards the root of the tree, and the forward takes you away from the root of the tree. But the forward only takes you one step, which is by design because the tree is not very deep, and if you're going forward, there's always another way to get back to the spot you were. So if you're on the orders page, you select the order, and then you accidentally hit exit, you can go back to the order you were looking at. But if you're on the home page, you can't take 2 steps to go back to that order. But you can just select it again here. And the reason the back and forward buttons work this way is because if you're on this page, the select view order page, and you hit exit and you hit back, actually don't want to go back to this view orders page. I want to go back towards the root of the tree. And the view orders page is always still acceptable. The other design choice is error messages. So in the real application, every field would be checked when the action is taken. But in this one, just as a demonstration, only the quantity actually checks what is entered, and it needs to be an integer in order for it to work. If it's not an integer, you'll get an error message. And that applies to the orders and items pages for the edit action. Need actual quantity. And it applies to the print palette tag, where if it's an incomplete palette, you need full boxes, you need the number of partial boxes. And likewise, they have to be integers. And that concludes the presentation.